Hello everybody, I'm Scott Favor with Virginia Mobile Air Conditioning Systems, also known as VMAX. Today we're going to talk about two air heater kits that we put together in-house. Both of those kits are based on the Webasto Airtop 2000 STC gasoline heater kit with a part number of 5012558B. We do have a video titled Number 1 that covers that kit in detail. If you have not watched that video already, you need to go ahead and do that before we get into this kit, because we're not going to cover those contents in this kit, and it's important you know what you're getting in there. So go ahead and take a look at that kit if you haven't already. Pause me, I'll wait. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and pop this box open and we'll take a look at the contents. So as I mentioned, the Webasto heater kit is the box that we're looking at here. What we do is we create 3 small kits in-house that we insert into this box once we get it from Webasto. So right here on the end tag, you'll see the Webasto part number, the 5012558B, which is the part number I just discussed that you'll see in depth in that video, every single part that comes in there. And then we add our 3 components and create this part number, which is our part number. This is not a Webasto part number. We have the 2 kits that I mentioned. One is for Ford Transit, the other is for ProMaster and Sprinter applications. So 2 different kits. The Transit kit part number is a 90-3-0003. The Sprinter ProMaster kit is a 90-3-0004. Those 2 kits are identical with the exception of the fuel tank tap kit that's in them, because Ford and Dodge, or Ram if you prefer, use a different fuel tank and fuel tank connector than Ford does, so we have to have a different fitting to fit the fuel tank. So we'll show those to you in a minute. Let's take a look here. So typical of the Webasto heater kits, we've got the heater packaged by itself and then in this box, and then the rest of the contents are all the components that it takes to make the heater work in your application. Again, this is a universal kit. It's not meant for any specific application other than gasoline as a fuel source, 12 volts electrical supply. So first item we're going to pull out of here is our fuel kit, since we just talked about that. So this fuel kit we do have available separately. If you want the Transit kit, which is this one, our part number is a 10-7-0011, and then the ProMaster fuel tap kit is a 10-7-0010. Those are available on our website if you like. So what you get when you order one of these is you get the push lock fitting that connects to the fuel tank. Let me just dump this out and we'll show you here. So you get the push lock fitting that connects to the fuel tank. In the case of the Ford, it looks like this. It just snaps onto the auxiliary port on your fuel tank. In the case of the ProMaster, it looks like this. So they're similar, but they do not fit the same. So you'll get the appropriate connector for the kit you order. You then get your rubber step elbow that connects to this fitting. The other end connects to your Webasto fuel line, which goes here. You get the recommended Webasto fuel line clamps. Webasto specifically uses these clamps instead of a standard worm drive clamp, because these clamps do an excellent job of applying even pressure 360 degrees around your tubing, whereas a standard worm drive clamp, every once in a while when you tighten it up, it can actually bunch your hose up and create a leak point for air to leak into your hose. It's a small thing, but it can cause you a lot of problems. If you're leaking air in your system, you can lose your prime. It's just a little bit of a headache. So once you assemble all those parts together, you'll wind up with a connection to your fuel tank that looks like this. Nice and neat with minimal joints. You've only got 2 joints here that could potentially cause you a problem. If you go to the hardware store and do like you see a lot of the videos that are on YouTube nowadays, you'll see multiple adapters to get you from one size to another. Every single joint, folks, is a place that you can have a problem. You can have the fluid in here leaking out at that joint, or you can have air from out here leaking into the system. So the fewer joints you have, the better. This works really good. So that's our 2 fuel port taps. Those are different. Like I said, if you order the Transit kit, the kit part number is a 90-3-0003 for the whole kit for the Transit. For the ProMaster, it's a 90-3-0004 for the whole kit that includes those fuel tap kits. First item we're going to pull out here is our exhaust silencer. So this is Webasto muffler, 22 millimeter muffler with 22 millimeter exhaust pipe with attaching exhaust hardware. You have your clamp that clamps your exhaust tubing to your muffler. You've got the clamps, the P-style clamps that you'll use to hold your tubing in place in the vehicle. And we've got some straight hangers and some angled hangers that you'll use to attach between the vehicle and your tubing. So there's 1 meter of exhaust tubing in here, the clamps, and the one muffler. So this is the same between both kits. Fits any heater with a 22 millimeter exhaust port. So all of your Airtop 2000 series and several of the coolant heaters, the Thermotop Evo, TSL 17, Thermotop C. This kit will actually fit all of those because they all have 22 millimeter exhaust ports. So if you wanted to buy this kit separately, it is available separately on our website with a part number 90-3-0006. So that's our exhaust kit that you're going to get in here. Then you're going to get your air intake silencer kit. So what we've done, we've put a silencer on the air intake and a silencer on the exhaust to quiet down as much of the combustion noise that comes from the heater as possible. So in this kit, it's similar to the exhaust. 22 millimeter tubing. Webasto uses 2 different types of combustion air intake tubing. They're both aluminized. They're both, you know, nice construction. It's an aluminized cardboard paper kind of thing. They actually hold up really well in the environment. They have 2 different finishes. They have one has a black finish like the one we use. We just use the black because we think it looks nice. There's also one that has a silver kind of a foil look to it on the exterior. Works just as good as this one. Just we think this one looks better, so that's the one you get. It's 1 meter of this intake tubing. You get your air intake silencer, which you can see right there. Plus you get a small bag with all of the clips and clamps that it's going to take to connect these pieces together and to your heater. So something important to remember when you are connecting your exhaust tubing and your air intake tubing is to consult your installation manual. The manual that comes with your air heater kit. In the air heater kit, we covered that manual a little bit. It's 39 pages long. It gives you details on how to install your combustion air intake tubing. It gives you details on how to install your exhaust tubing. It gives you all those tips and tricks, the do's and don'ts. So make sure that you consult your installation manual. That is the default correct information. So if you have a question, go there first. If not, we're here to help you. That's you know, a pretty main part of our job. So give us a call, 757-650-0957. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 4:30 Eastern time. You can also hit us up on the web, www.vmax.net, and we're on Facebook. So thanks everybody for taking a look today. Hopefully there was some educational stuff there for you and maybe something that can help you out in the future. Hope everyone stays safe out there. Have a great day.